Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dialogues. Today I'm joined by Wynton Marsalis, an American trumpeter, composer, and music educator, currently serving as the artistic director of jazz at the Lincoln Center. He has won 9 Grammy Awards, and his oratorio, Blood on the Fields, was the first jazz work to win the Pulitzer Prize for music. Wynton, it's great to have you here.
Well, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Can you share a time when you changed a long-held belief, and what influenced that change?
I think I grew up in very strict and harsh segregation. It was during the American Civil Rights Movement, but I'm not a person who I didn't roll easily with all of the discrimination and the way things actually were. And it caused me to have a very anti-integration stance and a very segregated mindset. I met a guy that was my mentor named Albert Murray. And through reading his books and talking with him, even though he was born before me and under much harsher conditions, he made me make my philosophy more congruent with the life that I had actually lived and made me more able to embrace different types of people. So that happened when I was in my late teens and early 20s, and it was a profound shift.
Are there any beliefs you feel you will never abandon, and why?
Yeah, I think I have a basic universal humanism and a belief in the value of people. And I believe that if more sharing goes on, there's more wealth for everyone. They're just fundamental beliefs that are not necessarily facts. They're poetic truths amongst the poetic truths that I live by. And I'm 63, so I don't see myself living long enough to abandon those beliefs.
What does it mean to disagree well?
It means that you respect the opinion of the person you are speaking with, and you actually research the things that they say and look into thinking and the reasoning behind their belief, and that you do it earnestly, and that there's the opportunity that your mind can change.
And what role do you think disagreement plays in the creative process?
Well, you're always looking at the yin and yang of things. Every approach, there can be an approach you take, and then the opposite of that approach can yield the same results in a strange way. It's like the old proverb of the African chieftain who, when encountering ice the first time, bits of fire.
And what's the most valuable lesson you think you've learned from a disagreement in your career?
I think a lot of my friends are contrarian. So people that I knew, some have passed on. Stanley Crouch is one that comes to mind most readily. We talked every day, and we almost always ended up arguing. So I learned a lot from him. But once I was arguing with one of my road managers, a friend of mine named Lola Eli, and at the end of an argument, I said, "But I thought you said so and so and so and so." He said, "I changed my mind," which is something you could stand to do from time to time.
And how can schools and universities promote good disagreement?
By having the teachers and the scholars and older people in the system model the behavior they want to see, to show respect between colleagues who don't have the same viewpoint, and to demonstrate it. Let younger people see what it looks like.
And finally, what advice would you give to young people, and maybe more specifically, aspiring musicians?
I think one, study yourself. Like we always study everybody else. Study yourself. Like, what do I think? What do I feel? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Listen to yourself. Listen to the things you've invented. Pay attention to your dreams and your aspirations. The second is contain the time you spend that's non-productive. Like time on your phone, time doing whatever you do this non-productive time. It's very important to have that time, but control it. Like, don't let it spiral into a whole day. If you're going to do it 2 hours a day, do 2 hours non-productive, 3 hours non-productive time, control it. Then I think it's important to take yourself seriously. Like, take your life seriously. Don't just be eager to fall in with people, and be truthful to your feeling, and to always trying to understand your experience and develop your powers of discernment. And, I think the final thing for younger people is to realize that youth is not a value. It's not like intelligence or athletic ability, or not a talent. You are young, and then you are not young.
And I think this kind of self-reflection is also really important for holding good conversations with others and really, being more empathetic. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree that your internal life is something that you always work on. And the ability to listen to others well and to ask yourself, do I understand what they were saying? And to ask good follow-up questions and to research the things you don't understand. It's all a part of developing your acuity, your powers of discernment, and it enriches your internal life.